Hello, my friends. Welcome to Walking with J.Beau, an almost daily walking vlog. I'm going to go up this way and walk where there's a little less traffic. Hope you're having a beautiful day today. It's a beautiful day here in Maine. It's uneffing believable. Oh, first leaves of the year turning right here. This entire tree is going to be bright on fire red. Usually 2 weeks into October. Seems like it's starting early this year. And I'm wondering how drought affects that, and I guess we'll see. But that is the first two leaves to turn on that. And that is still August 28th. Well, today I'm going to cut down this way, and I wanted to get past that intersection. Probably do about 6 miles today. I'm guessing. I want to take a walk down to Kennedy Park in Lewiston, Maine. See what's going on down there. See if there are still homeless people lying about all over the place. I'm sure the porta potties they put there are still there. And the porta potties are there because if they don't have the porta potties, then homeless people use people's hallways to go to the bathroom in. So rather than dealing with the problem, they accommodated it, which is typical. Typical. So it's been a while since we've gone down this way to City Hall. And I thought of that because the other day on that walk, I ran into Shirley. And Shirley is someone that's been living on Old Pond Road for, 40 years now. So she said that she wanted to register her car and she had to go to City Hall to do it. And she didn't want to because of the riffraff that's around there and all the crime. In the United States of America, somebody should not be afraid to go register their friggin' car at City Hall. And that stuff really pisses me off. As it should, right? So, since President Trump is doing this wonderful thing with cleaning up crime and trying to get all these liberal cities to get off their ass and clean it up by showing people that they don't have to live like that and pressuring your officials that run the cities, namely activist liberal idiots who are running cities, and their management experience was at a community organizer like Obama was. So pretty telling. Hi. My brother Jim is watching. That was a scooter of death that just went by. He'll know what I'm talking about. The electric scooters of death. They should have a sticker on it that anybody under 50, it's okay to ride it, but over 50, don't ride an electric scooter. Not without wearing a Nerf suit and a helmet. So I will be doing a 360 view at some point. I'm also going to shoot some 360 video today. So my plan is in Kennedy Park to get on the gazebo and do a 360 view of the shithole known as Kennedy Park in Lewiston, Maine. Who knows? Maybe it doesn't look like a shithole. We'll see if anything's been done. I know the city was supposed to pick up their efforts in taking care of issues. But a lot of these people that don't live downtown, like Shirley, tired of this. See that right there? That is the end cap for the plunger end of a syringe. So somebody probably shot up right here at the bus stop. Now, they may be a diabetic, but I'll tell you right now, from every experience I have with anybody I know that's a diabetic, they don't do that. They have a little syringe kit they keep with them. They'll use one when they're out and about, and then when they get home, they'll dispose of it properly. So chances are, if you see syringe parts around, it's not by somebody who cares, in other words. There's a free dustpan. Look at that. Anybody need a dustpan? Today feels like a nice day. Mid-70s. Last night was chilly. I actually had the windows closed last night with the AC off, and it was comfortable after having them open. Fresh air, you know. That time of year. So I was looking today at the sign there says it's 75 degrees. It's about right. August 28th. Right around 3 p.m. Well, my friends, I'm going to do a short selfie just to say hi. And thank you for walking with me today, if you're watching. Really appreciate that. And we're going to, like I said, check out Kennedy Park. And, you know, this old lady named Shirley, who's on one of my routes. I know her last name, but she won't, I'm sure she wouldn't let me use it. She is, she's in her 70s, okay? She doesn't have the internet. She doesn't know how to get to YouTube to watch my videos. Very unusual, but she was afraid to go to City Hall to register her car. She does it in person at the city clerk's office. So, you know, which people still have to do in person. I mean, you can renew your license plates online, but I think you got to do it in person for a new vehicle. Well, they used to do that, but I don't think they do that anymore because they realize that's a hassle for people. But I remember they used to do that. So people like her don't want to go get like a boat permit or building permit or maybe some other kind of permit you need to go to City Hall for. That's a damn shame. This isn't even a big city. It's really not. It's about 38,000 people. Second largest one in Maine. But it's not a big city. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. So hi everybody. I'm going to flip the camera back around. Thank you for walking with me as well. All I wanted to say. And yes, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Well, I was going to cross. I missed my opportunity. I was talking instead of walking. Now, a woman was going to stop and let me cross. Look, there's 4 lanes of traffic here, right? If somebody in the lane closest to me stops, there's 3 other lanes of traffic. You can stop there all you want. I'm not going to cross because you stopped. That's freaking dangerous. I mean, some people have good intentions, I get that. And they're probably annoyed that I didn't cross and I decided to keep walking. Now right here, we have a red light. Everybody stopped. There's nobody this way. See? No problem. No problemo, muchachos. Thanks. Chicken pie is hot every Thursday. Oh my, a chicken pie. A nice little parking lot back here. That's relatively new too. Relatively. All right, we're walking on here. Time marches on. Hello from Maine, I said march. Park the car in Harvard Yard. There's that flag roof I told you guys about. hit me. So beautiful day. That's all I got to say about that. ATM. 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 Where's Toto? La 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 la. Now this dental place used to be Friendly's Ice Cream. They had good ice cream. Ugh. That's a pretty messed up squirrel. Oh my goodness. The squirrel smells like it looks. Take my word for it. I had an incoming call I had to check. An incoming spam. That one little sunflower across the street looks like it's out of place. But it's all opened up, standing up proud. Those things grow to be like 8 feet tall. Could not believe it. Price of gas today, regular, okay? This is regular. Regular octane, $3.29 9/10. Prices are going up, Trump. The prices are going up. I realize it's the end of summer, supply and demand, probably peak demand right now. Maine has been absolutely beautiful. Some parts of the country are doing very well with tourism. There's a lot of people driving this year. Lowest gas prices in Maine are always in February, or if you want to say it properly, February. Hold on a minute. Somebody crossing here. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Must yield on cross. Oh, look at this buggy. Look at that. That was one cool ass convertible. That's all I gotta say about that. This is that coffee place I told you about. You drive up. Aroma Joe's. You don't go inside and have coffee. You order coffee from the outside window you can stand in front of. They also have a drive-through. That's the future right there, because businesses don't have to pay for waitresses. They don't have to worry so much about aesthetics inside the building. Costs less to do business that way. And it's on a busy street. Every time I go by here, there's a lot of people there. And today there wasn't, which is very unusual. Oh, shoot. Oh, today would have been a good day to get a crunch coat ice cream. I don't have my wallet. I don't have any cash on me. Son of a bitch. Dairy Joy since 1940. May all your dairy be joyous. I forgot all about that. Son of a bitch. Well, I still got time. Maybe later this week, take another walk. Specifically for ice cream, and then I will remember to get it. Now up ahead here we have a left that is the most direct way to City Hall, but I'm not going to take it. Given the environment towards middle-aged white people today with the hate from the left, minorities being upset about ICE and all this other stuff, I'm not wearing my MAHA hat today, which is probably a good choice in this part of town. So I'm not going to walk directly down the easiest, straightest way to get to City Hall, because the last time I walked down this way, my spidey sense was tingling, which didn't happen the time before that through there. But it looked like a whole nother planet that I've never seen before compared to how it used to be. So I'm just going to circumvent this part of the neighborhood to avoid the riffraff. Now halfway down this road, it's not riffraff. But as you get closer to City Hall, which is downtown, it is riffraff. And the main thing I'm talking about is I'm walking through holding a camera, okay? One, I have to keep my head on a swivel that somebody's not going to do a snatch and grab. Some 16-year-old thief runs up and grabs it, which I'm never going to catch in my wildest dreams at this age. And I've never been a marathon runner to begin with, even when I was young. But thanks. So we'll just avoid any of those entanglements. How's that this time? And that's also the reason why I do not wear earbuds and I don't listen to music when I'm walking. For that very reason. So there we have it. We'll just alter the route a little bit. Still won't be the best part of town that I walk in. But it is a lot better because I am carrying protection, and as I always state when I say that, I absolutely hope beyond hopes and hope and pray and never ever 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 have to use it for self-defense unless I absolutely had to. The other thing I noticed walking with a camera is you get talking and then you forget where you're filming. So I've noticed a couple times I have a tendency to turn the camera off to the side while I'm walking. So I'm going to turn it here. Oh, somebody needs to cut these bushes, these damn shrubs. Look at that, hanging right over the sidewalk. Trim your bush, lady. I think that's a 70s, 70s sidewalk right there. So I am at a little over 2 miles already. Porch people are out today. Porch people. Porch people. We got bicycles on the porch. Plants. No people at that one. Nice breeze today. It's not humid. This is very, very nice. This feels like a fantastic spring day. Oh, we got a crosswalk here. What's going on over here? We got an electrician up a pole. We have a ambulance over here. Looks like the ambulance is waiting to turn, actually. Thanks. Guy up in a bucket working on a pole. Well, this walk today I think is going to be a little further than I anticipated. So if I remember right, last time I came down all the way to that church up ahead, which is where I'm going to do some filming today too, by the way. Now that I'm here and I think of it, we're going to go up to that church up there, and do some filming. Hey, yeah. Head up to the church and do some filming. It's always funny when you see people in a Stephen King movie trying to do a Maine accent. Some of them do a good job, some of them don't. You gotta have some of that New England Kennedy Harvard Yard. Not because it's easy, but because it's hard. Remember that speech? So you gotta combine that with some down east church. Head off to the church, Old young Philly I knew from way back. Met her at church. We parked in the yard and we did some unruly things. That concludes your Maine accent lesson for today. And I remember one time they closed the paper mill up the river, and everybody was out of work. And they asked this guy on the TV, "What are you going to do now, sir?" He looked very scared, confused. Said he didn't know. He goes, "I don't know nothing but paper milling." Which was unfortunate, but that's what happened. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. There was a guy out on the porch. I'm walking by with the camera and he beelined right in the house. They're either afraid of being scouted out by ICE or they're wanted for something somewhere. I don't know. They won't confront me none. I'm out enjoying my day. Oh, look at that. That's a nice place for some plants right on a little ledge there. Oh, they look all happy up there. Guess what those are? Ah, those are pot plants. See that? That's illegal. That's the Bambulance we saw. Thanks. So this is the old Fry School, where I went to school in kindergarten and 5th grade, 4th grade, kindergarten, 4th and 5th grade. And this fence right here is not the original one, but the original one was here. And a local newspaper interviewed me right at this spot at the corner when the fence went all the way up here on the end of the playground. You can still see the old post. And so the local school newspaper interviewed me. I still have the clipping somewhere. And they asked me what I thought about the first day of school. I said it was really decent. It was neat. And I remember there was a time about that age in kindergarten where I used to say decent a lot. That's really decent. That's decent. That was one of those kid things. And you think about that. I was in kindergarten, used to walk to school. Walk to school, a kindergartner, okay? Never do that in this neighborhood now, but we could back then. So anyway, this is the beautiful St. Peter, St. Paul Cathedral, Basilica, Catholic Church. Absolutely beautiful, historic place. I'm going to get some 360 video in a moment. I want to get some shots with this though first, because I can't splice 360 into a regular walk video. Even if we had the technology, it is not going to be possible, because you just don't do that. Not yet, anyways. It's been here for a long time. There's a lot of Google Map views of this for the aerials from top down. So I'm going to fire up the 360, and I'm going to start off right here, and I'm going to see if I can walk up those stairs. I don't think they're open. They look like they're closed, so I might just go up the lawn instead. We'll walk up to the building. We'll take a walk up on that deck. We'll come down and we'll go around the side. So I'll do that right now. Be sure to check out the 360 playlist. For this video I'm going to shoot right now of this church. Alright my friends, we got this church on video, and be sure to check out the 360 playlist for that video. And you know what, I have never looked back here. I may get yelled at for walking back here, I don't know. I just want to see. I've never been up there. So I'm got a little table here and this little area. I just wanted to see what was on top of this wall. I have never looked up here in my entire life. I grew up in this neighborhood. So we'll walk down this way. We got a bag of clothing here and some clothes. Probably belongs to an unsheltered person. A lot of that in this neighborhood now, unfortunately. So, I will hang on to the camera tightly and we'll walk. And we were just up here on top of this wall. And this wall here, call me kooky, but that wall looks like it's kind of like sticking out, hanging out further than it should be. I don't remember it ever being like that. I'll be surprised if this falls over. If it did, I'd be dead. I would not be able to get away from that. I don't recall it sticking out like that. When I get down here, I'll turn the camera around. I'm sure you saw that on the way through. How far that sticks out on the side. It bulges out. So I do not. I have been up here before. It's been a long time. This is by a place called Blake Street Towers, which is housing for elderly and disabled. It looks like a place to drink beer and probably do things people shouldn't do. So again, up there is the church. I'm gonna climb to see what's up there. We'll send this up on a pole and we'll see what's up here. There you have it. All right, I'm done investigating. Come down here. Very, very steep. There we go. Down here. Kind of cars you see in this neighborhood. They look like people that like to work on cars, young people, which is always good. And they're proud of these little 4-cylinder shit boxes, as I call them. They look like post-apocalypse cars. They actually look cool. So I'm saying that affectionately, okay? So, well, it looks like more money being spent. As we walk through Little Somalia, as I'll call it. Joe Biden's regime made their deposits. The fire station, firehouse here. It's been here for a long time. So that really bums me out about that damn battery. You know, everybody's had a cell phone in their pocket and they pocket dial somebody. Well, I pocket powered the camera and it was recording probably most of my walk in my pocket. So it's going to be nothing but black. So they're trying really hard to make this look like urban America with all this graffiti artwork on the buildings. And I don't like it. That right there is liberal progressive stuff. They paint all the electrical boxes on the corners with artwork. They're trying to make the whole country look like San Francisco, okay? Progressive, liberal shithole. And that's what they're turning this into. And I'm sure they're doing this nationally, I mean. So anyway, the GoPro here has got plenty of battery. Really upsets me that I pocket recorded. Now it has a setting where if you start recording like that, you can have it set to automatically turn off. All right, that was Mr. Unstable. He's having a good time with his magic wand. I hope he didn't just cast a spell on me. That would be incredibly bad at this point. So, okay, what the fuck are they doing over here? Now what the fuck are they doing? Here comes another Walking Dead. Oh my God. I'm in a fucking movie. Notice, construction area, authorized personnel only. No shit. Is that what that is? Alright, what the hell are they building here, my friends? What is this? I got a sign up here. Let's go see what that sign, maybe we could see from across the street. Lewiston is growing. Lewiston's Choice Neighborhood Initiative. Okay, I know what that is. You know what that is? That's housing. That's housing for all the illegals they brought in and other shit. All right, I'm gonna go to Kennedy Park. Wish me luck. If I escape with only my life, I will be very appreciative. So anyway, they're building something there. They tore down the old Sun Journal building, it looks like. And we got a homeless encampment here. So the homeless are still here. I don't see the porta potties. Guess they gave up on that. So we got some beautiful artwork here. We got some graffiti. And they tore down the whole building. We got some more encampments all through the park. It's all encampments. Look at that. And this fucking thing, have no idea what the fuck that is. Anybody know what that is? I don't. Gate number 2. All right. We have an artist rendering now. I'm gonna go take a look at it. Not gonna stand here long because of traffic. This is what they're building. 175 Bay Street. 52 new homes to address the homeless migrant crisis. So that's going to be housing. $52 apartments is going to be here. It'll be right here where the camera's pointing. Progress, my friends, because people had some hope and fucking change. Excuse my language, but you know, I grew up in this park. You'd have to understand, we used to ride our bikes here. We used to play baseball here often. We used to use the pool at Kennedy Park, which is no longer here. They took it out, looks like. Or did they? I have no idea. I'm going to try to use what's left. Right. Ooh, that fucking guy was methed out or something. He's all jittery. I gotta watch my ass down here. I gotta watch my fucking ass down here, my friends. I'm kind of taking side looks behind me. Kennedy Park Bandstand has been a focal point for musical events, festivals, and political rallies. President John F. Kennedy spoke here November 6, 1960. Presidential candidate Henry Cabot Lodge, November 7, 1960. Presidential candidate Hubert Humphrey, October 13, 1964. President Lyndon Johnson, August 20th, 1966. Presidential candidate Senator Edward Kennedy, November 3rd, 1978. So all these people served our country, did everything they could to save it until fucking Democrats ruined it. Now, you can be angry with what I have to say. You can say I'm being a partisan. You can say what you want. But look at this fucking dump. Look what they did to it. Take a look. We got homeless people around. We got a guy on that fucking bench over there. He's got jitters all over the place. He looks fucking crazy. Been doing meth, looks like. Fucking out of it. I am fucking disgusted by it, is what I am. I don't even want to fucking record 360 down here. I'm going to try to get a quick 360 view, okay? With whatever battery I have left. Wish me luck. Alright, my friends. We're going to wrap up Kennedy Park. This is the statue in my playlist. You can see the segment I just recorded with the 360 playlist. You watch the 360 video. But this is the statue that Black Lives Matter protesters defaced. A Union soldier who probably sacrificed his life so slaves could be free. And he's thanked by people spitting in his fucking face. And yes, I'm not happy today. You can tell people are walking around like the living fucking dead here. I'm absolutely stunned and shocked at how bad this is. We were here a year ago and it was not this bad. And now it is really bad. It's worse than it was. We got one of these guys just standing around, fucking half dead. And you know it's drugs. It's drugs. So we're gonna walk down this way and we're gonna circle back and head back to the ranch. I don't know what I was expecting. You know, I was hoping maybe they've done some kind of improvements. I guess maybe they did across the street. We have new apartment buildings, but it's all going to be, you know, migrants and riffraff. And there's going to be some legitimate people that need that housing. Don't get me wrong. But I am keeping my head on a swivel here. Hi, Chief.
How you doing, yo?
Pretty good.
All right.
I grew up down here.
It's amazing what it looks like now, what you see. It's sad.
I'm disgusted.
Hey, man, look, I'm going to share something. I'm originally from Houston, Texas. I came here in 1998. This was the most beautiful place I ever seen. And I knew I was in God's country. I was so proud to come here. And I told myself I was going to live here. When I was a little kid, I used to watch TV and see all the white kids with the snow sleds.
Yeah.
Snow and I said, when I got big, I was something like that to live.
So how long you been here?
I've been here 30 years, since 1998.
I was born here in 1968.
Really? And I'm gonna tell you something. I used to love to see the little white couples, the little French couples, man and lady, walking down the street holding hands, speaking French and stuff like that, and all that. Man, I used to be so, I thought it was so amazing, because I used to like to speak to them, and then they say, parlez-vous français or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's all I knew. I don't know who speaks French and stuff. But my grandparents were French. And as a matter of fact, part of the family changed their name from McKee to McKay to Pass for White. Because they looked like that, you know, and I was like, and it was just so peaceful to come somewhere where, just like how you and I just stood here, sparked up a friendly conversation with no racism or nothing like that. I'm from Houston, Texas.
You might see me around here again sometime.
Yeah.
Most of my life I lived on Blake Street, around Page Street, Maple Street.
Yeah.
This was my neighborhood. So I just wanted to come down and take a look.
I know what you mean.
God bless you. Have a good day. Well, that was interesting. That was very interesting. So anyway, we're gonna hang a right and we're gonna start heading back. And all right, yeah, let's just do that, shall we? Get a view of the construction. Future housing. The Lewiston Library. City of Lewiston. Lewiston Public Library. I'll spend the time down here. Now that dude I was just talking to, I don't know how much of that interview I'm going to upload, because he was talking about a lot of personal info, but he knew I was recording and he didn't mind. And hopefully while I was talking to him, I kept the camera on him and I didn't pan away. Sometimes I get sidetracked. So it looks like a lot of construction going on. 95 Park Street here used to be a bank. Now it's 5 County. Whatever the hell that is. A lender. This is the United States Postal Service over here. And we're going to circle back. Head to the ranch. I've been down here before, once in a while, with me. So we got about another 3, maybe 4 miles. And some more of that murals on the building. Urban San Francisco look. And you see this right here? Now, we had the school shooting in Minneapolis yesterday. President Trump ordered flags at half-staff for all government buildings and everything. And this is the United States Postal Service. Does that look like it's half-staff to you? Does anybody really enforce that stuff, or is that just something for the news? Just asking. But I think the flags are supposed to be at half-staff today because of that shooting and government buildings. That doesn't look like it to me. Probably one of those things. Ah, fuck Trump, right? Fuck Trump. Fucking assholes. I'm in a mood today. I'm in a mood. I'm not happy with what I saw in the park. I'm just not. I'm actually fucking upset about that. That really pisses me off. And then you get more of this freaking electronic boxes on the corner, urban art shit. What the fuck is that? Jellyfishes? Fucking jellyfish. These things are poisonous. They'll fucking kill you. Alright, my friends. We'll see if I can make it back alive. What a fucking shithole. I'm absolutely ashamed that I used to live here. This is fucking terrible. This is bad. This is so fucking bad. Everybody just sits around on their fucking phones. Now this is cute here. I don't mind this. You know? Blends in. we still got 3 miles to go. 3 miles. Down this way. Wow. That's the church we were just at. Right there. Thank you. Thanks. Jeez, look at that shit. Fucking Walking Dead. Holy shit. Well, I'm officially fucking depressed. Not literally, but I'm not happy. Not happy seeing this. Thanks. Everywhere. Fucking unbelievable. It's spreading further up this way. And all in the middle of it, you see the woman across the street there making a garden. Thanks. Thanks. Trying to make something nice in the middle of a shithole. That's an artistic shot right there. Well, my friends, I managed to get the 360 video I wanted to get, so it's all good, but I got to remember and change the settings on that camera not to one touch activate, and also to turn off after 5 minutes. But I got to test that though, because I don't want it to turn off after 5 minutes. That guy gave the thumbs up because of my shirt. My shirt says InfoWars. Forgot I was wearing it. But anyway, oh man, I gotta tell you honestly, I flipped the camera around. Guys, I gotta tell you honestly, very upsetting to see where you grew up looking like that. Okay? You know, you grow up down there, you spent most of your childhood down there playing baseball, kickball, going with your friends to the city pool, and to walk down there and to see what it looks like now, sorry, but that's just unacceptable. We have to fucking fix that. It's starting to turn into just like every other liberal Democrat shithole in the fucking country. It's not turning into it, it's there. We just saw it. Fucking horrible. What do we do about that? You know? What do we do about that? Is there anything we can do about it besides vote? I don't have an answer. You know, there was neighborhoods like this in New York 60 in the 70s, early 70s, late 60s. You know, once it's rooted, I don't think there's anything you can do to fix it. I just don't. It has to do with societal decay, really. And then just 3 blocks up this way, it's like a whole nother world. This is a whole different planet I'm in right now, and we just had a short walk. Eventually it'll be this neighborhood too. It'll spread over here. I don't know what to do about it, my friends. Not even sure there's anything we can do. I don't know. I'm gonna go across right now. Hey, how you doing?
What are you?
So, I don't even know what the hell to do about it, to be honest with you. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. Let's have a look at it, stay away from it, throw it away like garbage. You know, you get City Hall down there, and you know, and now I know what Shirley was talking about when she told me she didn't want to go down there to register her car. You know, you need to arm yourselves to go register your car. I don't know, man. Wow. Well, at least we got to meet Gerald. What a shame. Well, I'm going to cut across here. What a bunch of... I'm speechless. I'm just going to turn the camera around. the ball field where we played Little League ball and went to school. I'm stopping in here to look at it just to have a sense of sanity that something is still normal. Oh, man, that was so bad. And even here, you know, this freaking bench is rusted. It's tilted over, pitched forward. It doesn't even serve much as a bench anymore, does it? Can't even sit on it without sliding off it. It's like everything is looking like that fucking bench. Crooked, tilted, old, decayed, rotting away, just like our past. You know, I don't mean to sound bleak. I don't want to sound, you know, horrible, negative. I really hate that. You know, I'm optimistic. We can fix this. And we're in the process of doing that. And I'm hoping 10 years from now, things will be better, not worse. Someday, 10 years from now, we're probably going to see homeless people under those trees. It will have spread up this way, you know? Poverty and homelessness, crime, drugs, shootings, violence, rapes. This is a reminder how things used to be, that still are, but the benches are starting to tip over and decay. Things are rusting. We've got weeds in the ball field now. This used to be well maintained. It's like across the board, people are not getting shit done anymore. Lackadaisical, lack of money, whatever the fucking lack it is. They used to drag chain link fences on here with a truck, which they'd probably use an SUV now. Not an SUV, but an ATV, all-terrain vehicle. You drag the fencing around here and it takes all these weeds out and churns the sand up. Keeps the field fresh. And they're not even doing that. Anyway, I just needed to come look at this. You know, I'm emotionally set off by what I just saw in the park. That is the worst I've ever seen it. And I've been down there a couple times. So, I'm gonna head back. Definitely going to be an interesting upload today. I didn't want to talk about this earlier. I don't know if Gerald's going to see this or not, and I don't mean any offense by this. What's the first thing Gerald talked about when talking to a white guy? He was talking about racism. And how he and I are just talking. That is the topic among black people right now. And I'm sure he's saying that because when he's talking with other black people, they're talking about racist whitey as the bad guy. And he doesn't feel that way. Which was nice of him to tell me that. I don't feel that way either. Point is, that was the first topic of discussion. That's why I said the first thing you can do is stop talking about racism. I know you're a black guy, I can tell. You know, and tell I'm white. I don't need to stand there talking about race. That's part of the problem. That's identity politics. That's far left neo-Marxist bullshit talk. That's how we got where we are. Well, we need to make a change. Another dead squirrel. Been seeing a lot of dead squirrels. You know why I think that squirrel is dead? I think it doesn't have water. I think these animals are dying from lack of water. Could be wrong, but we're in a severe drought right now. There's no water supply. There's not even any public fountains or anything here that they could jump on and steal water from. So, before the second coming of Christ, it's supposed to have droughts, earthquakes, plagues, pestilence, and we're seeing plenty of pestilence on levels we've never seen before. Look at this. We got some new art. We got some new urban artwork that they're trying to San Francisco our Lewiston with. What the hell is this? Get lower. 207, Lewiston, Maine. Looks like a Dallas Stars fan. And seriously, guys, thank you for being here. If you watch this video and you don't like my swearing, well, for the longest time, I went out of my way not to swear on here. But at some fucking point, you gotta fucking say something, okay? So, really, excuse my French. That was a pretty emotional thing I just saw. Horrible, it's disgusting. I'm absolutely, it's deflating, you know? It is, you know, it's just a decay of everything. I mean, look at these piles of trash out here. Why are those trash, why is that out here? Why is that there? They come by here to pick up the trash. All you gotta do is put it on the fucking curb. Can't even do that. And that's why, right there. that is what's spreading from the neighborhood we just came from. They're living in that building. So oh my goodness. Times are changing, and this is starting to feel like, you know, these times right now are not for old men. That's what it's starting to feel like. Come down over this way, find a hole across the street on. Oh shit, shit. What a bunch of shit. Go down this way a little bit. Wait for a hole to cross. Yep, those people can't even get their frickin' trash 4 or 5 feet to the fucking curb on a specific day and time so it can get picked up. Can't even do that. Busy time of day today. Am I gonna get a hole to cross? Yes, sir. Yes, I am. Well, since I've already walked down this block for the most part, I guess we'll finish this block. Oh, that doesn't go anywhere. Comes out over here. I don't want to go sightseeing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bates College is just over there. Not very far at all. You want to send your daughters there? Nothing will be done about that crime and stuff. Unmarked. Unmarked police. What's going on? Is there anything going on? Was that ice? Who was that? Who the hell was that? Cut across here. Go down this way. Now this is why I like walking every day. I did not anticipate seeing what we were going to see. All I wanted to do is I just wanted to go to the gazebo and film a 360 video where we used to play as kids. That's all I wanted to do. I did get the video, but it's not what I was hoping for and not what I thought I was going to get. And to think, Lewiston almost had a Republican mayor by 160 fucking votes. 160 votes. 160 people that were too fucking lazy to go vote, who walk around complaining about this shit and didn't go vote. Now, in past walks, you remember, we had the mayoral election here. They don't use ranked choice voting for local voting. So we had a runoff election. The runoff election only had about 4,000 something voters out of 37,000 people here. 4,000 people voted. That small amount of people elected a Democrat who is responsible for this fucking shit that's going on. Came up short by 160 fucking votes, guys. Talk about a punch in the fucking gut. Or a punch right in the nuts. The Republican would have fixed that. Former law enforcement. Democrat that won is a local business guy, Shaheen. Always with the fake smile in the media. Liberal, leftist asshole. Purple hair like that. Guarantee you, she's a liberal leftist. You can tell by the hair. Votes. She probably voted. We gotta do better, guys. We gotta vote. People have to fucking vote. Your local elections affect you the most, the quickest. It's the easiest one to fix. National elections are important for the nationality stuff, but your local politicians are the ones that either do a good job or they do what we saw. You can say what you want about Republicans, but at least they trust the Constitution and they want to do what's right. Thankfully, a lot of people are noticing the decay and it's spreading. Hi, buddy. Hi. So a lot of people are noticing the decay. Democrats have lost almost 5 million voters nationally. That's big. Pennsylvania is couple of counties there that have always been heavily Democrat, are almost red or have turned red. And what I mean by that is voters that join the Republican Party, they're leaving the Democrats. Now, Republicans have their problems, they have their faults. Not saying they're perfect. but at least they legitimately care. And you have a lot more independent thinkers with Republicans. So you have some that they don't have that hive mentality, and you have to work harder to get their votes on stuff. Democrats, they just huddle together as a team and they make one big giant vote all together in unison. All Democrats will vote no on something. Republicans, you'll have some Republicans that you have to go after and coerce and make promises to because they care. They got elected to do what's right, and just voting yes for something, if there's something they don't like in it, they want it fixed before they vote. That's democracy. The media pounces on that, though. Oh, the Republican Party's in a shambles. They don't know which way they're going. They're always arguing, stabbing each other in the back. And, well, you can look at it that way. It just means we've got a bunch of people that are going to say and do what they believe is right, and they're doing what people voted for. They all come from different districts, different places in the country with different lines of thought. All right, we're at 5.5 miles right now. Definitely a good walk today. I'm gonna get back and have some sparkling water. Then I'm gonna have a coffee. I'm gonna have some trail mix. Have some nuts. Now, at least today, 75 degrees. I did manage to have sweat dripping off my elbow and running down my neck from under my hat. So it is warm, but it's not hot. It's, you know, I'm walking. It's to be expected. I had a good sweat last night and it was 54, 55 degrees. Well, we'll definitely get 6 miles today or more. So I am going to stop recording. When I get to a certain point, I'll sign off with you guys. Had a pretty passionate walk last night too. I'm going to hang a left over here for some peace and quiet. had enough traffic, if I'm honest about it. After a couple hours of just hearing cars and noise, it's nice to not hear it. Still got plenty of battery. I gotta make it a habit to bring both of those 360 batteries instead of just one. But I'm wearing jeans today. I'm not wearing my cargo pants. See that? That's why I pocket started the 360. Normally that would be in a lower pocket around my knee that wouldn't have any pressure on the camera. So that's what happened with that. Unfortunately, I'll make sure I wear my cargo pants for walks now. It's all paved. It'd be easy for them. It's what they do for a living. All right, we'll walk up this way. Hang right up here. Well, definitely feel like I had a workout today. Definitely had a workout today, my friends. So guys, thank you very much for walking with me. And you know, we're right up here. It's like a whole different planet. It really is. It's really quite a shame what's happened downtown. It's upsetting. You should be upset about it. It means you care. I care. I care about that neighborhood. So young people today seem kind of lax, not with it. Can't even pedal their own bikes anymore. Can't get the trash 5 feet to the curb. See? Can't even pedal their own bikes. see a lot of electric bikes now, and it's like, well, it's a vehicle on the road that has an electric motor, and that exempts it from having to have a license and insurance. So these people are driving unlicensed with no insurance, and if they drive into your car and cave your fender in, who pays for that? And I see a lot of them, and they're all minors who are living very dangerously the way they are driving those. Some of those look like they do 30 miles an hour. Some do 40 from what I've seen. That's a motor vehicle. That's you know. So they don't have to be licensed. They don't have blinkers. They don't know the hand signals you're supposed to use. So I'm predicting somebody's going to introduce legislation for those at some point. But maybe not. Maybe this is part of the urban plan to get everybody on electric and not have a car. That's what they do in San Francisco. That's crazy. Really though, you got to find a way to wrap your mind around all this stuff, because it's here. It's here. It's being done. Times have changed. Anything before 2020 no longer exists for the most part. It's all different now, and whether you like it or not, which most of it I don't, that's where we are. They're waiting for us old people to die. That's what they're doing. That's what I feel like. Maybe that's a nihilistic view, but it sure as hell is the truth. It is the dark, God's honest truth. But I'm always an optimist. I think we can fix it. I do. Attitudes need to change, and one thing that changes attitudes is prosperity. And I really hope President Trump's plan takes root before Democrats get their hand on the fucking levers again in DC and ruin everything. So everybody can sit around a campfire singing Kumbaya. I'm thankful I have ramen fucking noodles to eat. I'm going to cut across over this way. Sure is a nice day today. At least we have that. So when we get to 6 miles, which we will shortly, actually any time now, according to the woman in my pocket in my app, she will be the first one to let me know. Yeah, so I can't believe I pocket recorded half my walk. It's just going to be black on the memory card. Everything's going to be black, just like the neighborhood I was in. So, geez, what a life. Now, you just went for that walk with me, and wow, geez, what's happened to Maine? And Maine is still 94%, 93% white. Just as soon as you get into the biggest populated areas, it's 50 to 60% white. See what I mean? It's all congested in certain areas, urban areas. Lewiston, Auburn, Portland, Augusta, Bangor. Outside of those cities, it changes. Then you got a lot of young white people doing drugs and overdosing and dying of fentanyl. Now, I've been seeing a lot of comments online. Well, if people know fentanyl will kill you, why are they taking it? The majority of people ODing on fentanyl don't know they're taking fentanyl. That's, you know, they don't know they're taking it. They're using it to cut cocaine with. So people that like to smoke cocaine, crack, whatever you want to call it, they cut a whole bunch of other drugs. Some of the teenagers here that have overdosed were taking Xanax or Adderall, or what they thought was Adderall. And a lot of these drug dealers now have pill presses. I've been seeing a lot of police reports in Maine where they're confiscating pill presses when they do a raid for drugs. Which I got to give law enforcement credit. They're doing their job. You know, the problem is it's so rooted and there's so much of it now. It's probably like treading water. So, and this is what happens to those big cities in the country. There's too much of it to clean up. That's why you need the National Guard, and what Uncle Trump is doing, I fully support. I want to see it in Chicago. I want to see it in Los Angeles. I want to see it in all the big cities where there's crime problems. Houston, Dallas, everywhere. If you're going to waste tax dollars, quote unquote, on the National Guard, I would rather have that money wasted here on our own turf instead of fighting in Afghanistan, costing billions of dollars a day. You know what I mean? To me, that's a worthy investment. I fully support that. So, let's worry about our own borders and what's inside our own country for a change. You know, stop bailing out everywhere else. You know, we spend more money in other countries than we spend on us, it seems like. So anyways, my friends, hope you enjoyed the walk today. I know it was a little different today. My ear just told me I just hit 6.5 miles today, and I still have a little ways to go. So, but this is where I stop recording, because like I said, I need to protect the location of the bat cave. So anyways, my friends, I don't want to cool off too much. I still got some walking to do. But I'm going to sign off here from recording. Hope you enjoyed the video today. Click like and subscribe, share the content, especially the gun stuff. Check out the 360 playlists, okay? There's going to be 2. We're going to have some gun content on another one of the playlists that haven't been made yet. So it's kind of a new thing. Technology, it's really good. It's awesome. So check out the 360 playlist for 2 videos I shot today in Kennedy Park, and also the St. Peter and St. Paul Basilica Cathedral Church, built in the 1800s, late 1700s actually, I think. Could be wrong on that. But anyway, God bless you and President Trump, and say a prayer for the country so we can fix the shit we just saw. I'm still at a loss. I'm gonna go home, up the road, a piece, a ways, and I'm gonna have some trail mix, coffee, sparkling water, and take a nice hot shower. So anyways, everybody, see you later. See you on the next walk, my friends. Stay happy, protect one another, protect you and your family, and be safe, okay? See you soon, everybody. Have a beautiful day.